This is the.
Yeah, you're gonna take those out.
This comes out, so I'm gonna put it right here. These go like that. They
Well,
stay.
aren't you gonna put the rubber on top of that? Doesn't the rubber go on top of the trim?
It's not rubber, it's a steel washer.
Oh, that's the washer that goes on the outside.
Yeah.
No, I can't get that
Oh,
out.
I don't know how I put it in. I thought I had any seats on it. Oh, there it
Sure those threads are good?
goes. Yeah, if it has, yeah, I got anti-seize on it.
Yeah, no, but they're chased all the way through.
I did chase them. I remember chasing them.
Okay.
All the stuff that has.
So all that stuff in the front there has to come off.
I'm gonna pull it out right now.
Just set it on the side.
Alright, this goes over here. This is for that. This is for this. This goes here. That. Put this on.
Now, did you want to put another strip down here?
That's the way it was on the picture. What do you think?
I don't know.
I do have extra. You can still go forward, no?
Technically, that really shouldn't even be contacting the floor.
No?
No, because the floor is supported by this. Was there double thickness here too?
Only on the outside one, on this one. 'Cause the pictures show that this
I'm
was
kind
double.
of thinking maybe you should double it up.
We could, it's just cushion.
Yeah.
I do have extra.
You got extra.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Right here. Let's see how.
I mean, if for some reason it's interfering, we can always take it off.
See, boom.
When we get you some glue.
All right, remember we gotta put the
Yeah.
cables in. I gotta set it there. Wipe it down on top to clean it, or what?
Yeah.
Is that?
If there's mold release on it, you know. It
No,
couldn't-
no, the only thing is that.
It couldn't hurt
The
to-
the original ones have this protective, see
Yeah,
this white
it's-
shit?
It's mold release.
clean it just a little bit on.
That's soap releases, so.
Okay, so you're just gonna wipe it down, so give it a good tap. I tried cleaning it by hand, you know how you could scrape it with your thumb? You know what I do with it, man, it's just
Soap and water.
and all that rubber comes with it when you buy it, you know.
Well, it's release agent as it goes down the assembly line. That's how they keep it from sticking.
This one doesn't have it, it's clean. This one's clean, I should have used this shit. Alright.
So do you think these other ones were doubled up also?
You know, I
Or
just,
is it just the outboard ones?
just the outboard ones.
That you see in the picture?
That's all I saw in the picture. Should we do them all double? What do you think?
Just do the outboard one.
Just the outboard one? Okay.
You can't see it in the picture.
That one's full of, so I didn't. How's it going?
How you doing?
Jerry's helping me with the on frame, body on frame thingy. All right. I should put a little tack on these, no? 'Cause-
I would.
all right.
Otherwise they'll just be sliding around.
All right.
Small place not coming off.
Put a lot of metal work into this one, or?
Oh, you didn't see it before?
I don't know, I'm confused
Oh,
on.
God.
It's a Florida car, so
It
I'll
had-
start looking the same.
Yeah, I think it had sat under a tree
Ah, okay.
for a long,
Was this
long
like light
time.
blue or green or something like that?
No, it was yellow.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
never seen one of them.
Well, it was more rust than yellow. But there were elements of it that were actually, the one redeeming factor that it had was that the frame, this frame, was absolutely 100% solid. This was the best frame I've ever seen. Were the diff mounts even cracked on this?
yeah,
You
on one
found some
side,
cracks.
on one side.
So the body protected it?
Well, I think it had been off the road for so long. I'm gonna guess that, judging by the condition of everything, this car has been off the road since the mid-70s.
Alright, I gotta bring that over here somehow.
Oh, you got the soap right here.
And the blue.
It's about as good as I can get it.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I had this whole area here was all rusted out on both sides. This top piece here was all rusted out. These were completely gone. Floors were gone. The sills and the rockers were gone. This foot box over here was shot up to about here. And it had a big rust hole right here. The whole tops of the inner fenders were completely corroded away.
Now, is this factory, or this kind of looks like it sits on top of those?
Yeah. But the most challenging part, and John did all the sheet metal work on all this, was this whole plenum box here was completely gone. These boxes right here were completely rusted out. So John took some wood, he took some oak, and made a oak pattern of them, and beat the sheet metal around a oak pattern. He did a good job.
Well, that's also that stuff he was doing in here when he was trying to build those trophy truck bodies. You know?
And the battery box on this thing was, I don't think I've ever seen a battery bad. It was completely gone. I mean, I look at this thing and I know where all the new sheet metal is, and it's hard to tell what's new and what's old.
Well, I figured you must have, because it looks really good. You know, for a car this old.
It was nasty. But there were other areas that were just as solid as can be. The one redeeming factor, other than the frame, was this car had never been wrecked. These cars frequently get wrecked, front damage, and which is a bitch to repair because these inner fenders just, they fold up like a cheap suit. And they're difficult to straighten back out and make them look good. Like I said, I think what saved this car is it had been off the road for so long.
I think they're dry now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're dry. Or dry enough to handle.
So are these cars worth that much to put all? That sounds like a lot of labor.
Well, you'll never get you'll never get your labor out of them. I mean, it's.
Well, I didn't know if you were doing it for a business or for fun, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No.
I mean, if it's just for fun, yeah.
I just do it for fun. They're fun cars. They're easy to work on. You don't have to have, expensive tools and, extensive knowledge. They're about as basic as you can get. But they've got some cool elements to them. But what's pretty cool about the Triumphs, up to a certain point, is the body. Well, the car was designed by Michelotti, an Italian designer. He designed all the 50s and early 60s vintage Ferraris were all Michelotti designs. Somehow, Triumph convinced him to design cars for them. So they've got some cool, you know, things going on, like this independent rear suspension. This was 5 years before the 240Z came out. Triumph came out with this independent rear suspension in 1965. So 5 years before the 240Z hit the market. Now, there's no, if you look at a 240Z, or you look at a Datsun 2000, they were looking at what the Brits were doing. The Japs had a heavy British influence.
Right. No, that 240Z, I mean, with those little, the way the hood opened and those two little side.
Big straight 6-cylinder engine with twin carburetors.
Yeah. SU carburetors.
Independent rear suspension. The 240Z was a copy of this car with sort of a Jaguar looking body, which is no surprise because if you look at that, at the GT6, which came out in 1966, you know, 4 years before the 240Z did, they were looking at these cars and thinking of design elements that they could copy.
Right.
They did a damn good job of it.
You know, I had one, a 240 that was like a real early import to the US, but it had been wrecked real hard. And they changed like the whole back quarter of the car. But that was about the time I got rid of my CR500 and all that stuff, and I got broke.
It goes rubber, metal, rubber, right?
Rubber, metal, rubber, yeah.
Put the nice heavy rubber on top.
On top?
Yeah, put it on top.
You know, the
So if you had a Z,
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it from Killian. Sean had put a new head on it for the guy that had been in a wreck, and the guy that quartered the whole back passenger side panel. And, you know, that's what kind of made it worth nothing, really. But the, boy, the thing would drive, it would pull up to like, I don't know, 2,500 RPM, 2,800 RPM.
mm-hmm.
And it would just like, that was it. It wouldn't run any harder. So Eric was, you know, I was asking Eric, what the hell am I, because I had a girl that was coming out from Phoenix that I had a crush on that, you know, I go, man, I gotta get this car done, you know.
Go it off.
Yeah, so, you know, I was like 17 or, you know, 16, 17. So anyway, Eric says, sounds like the timing's wrong. I took the thing apart, Sean had put it together with 1 or 2 teeth off on the cam.
all right.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
Where the bolts? There they are.
Okay.
Start rolling forward.
Roll her into position. And I'll let it down, you feed those cables through.
Yeah.
Hey Joe,
Yeah.
go up there and make sure the radiator is clear.
Okay. All right.
Looks like you need to maybe roll it back slightly. Is it clear?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's the same position where the, yeah, okay, it's
Yeah,
good.
I'm coming down, so just
All
slide
right.
it in.
Are you good?
Looking good?
Yeah.
Cables.
Okay, go ahead and Go ahead and feed the cables through it.
Alright.
That old John's still around there.
John, sure.
Oh. Yeah.
He is working, well, he was working full-time for a guy down the street here,
Yeah, that's the last one I
Davis
saw.
Gregg. But I think things have slowed down for him. John's, you know, did you see that redwood trellis that I built at my house?
Go ahead. I saw what he's doing with the fiberglass. The town's got a hell of an eye.
You know what, you can't make any money doing fiberglass work.
No, but I'm just saying.
But yeah, I get your point.
I think most of those guys are doing that stuff in Ducati now.
You know what John's really good at is woodworking. So we built this, that's not a very good picture of it, it's not complete. That's the back of my garage. So we built this redwood trellis. I designed it with Dad, gave him the drawing. I gave him a bill of materials, and he went and bought all the material, and a couple of days later he was done.
Cool.
And you know what that would cost back then? $10,000.
What is it?
Redwood. It's the backside of my garage.
Now, is it stained or is that?
No,
John?
John did that. What's cool about redwood is you don't have to do anything with it.
No, I know, it just is so red, I was surprised.
You just put Thompson's water seal on it and you're good. And the termites won't jack with it.
That's the way my basement is now.
It's all redwood.
Yeah. They still got it.
That's enough
Well,
years.
no termites will still, what year was that house?
21.
When?
21. Right.
It's like my mom's house down here, it's all those like weird siding on those houses.
All right, go ahead, you're clear over here.
Okay. Did you get the rubber grommets in?
No, I didn't get them in. Should I push them in?
Yeah, push them in place.
All right.
Because you won't be able to get to them with the body on. You'll hate yourself.
Yeah, all those old houses you see with that.
You know what, I'm gonna push the grommet through the other side and I'll deal with it later.
Yeah, I think you want to do it now.
Come on.
Trust me, you want to do it now.
All right, that's gonna be the first thing that I'll be assembling.
Don't be a Tony. Do what you can do now, not tomorrow, Ron.
Yeah, I hope Dead Kelly built about a jillion of those covers like that. Never, not redwood though, just out of, you know.
I'll keep it. So John's really good at woodwork.
Yeah, he just doesn't get
I
hooked
gave
up
him
with.
I gave him a corbel pattern for the ends of the beams, and he corbelled them. I mean, it looks nice.
Hard part anymore is just getting redwood that's really red.
Dude, it took a week and a half of dicking around with that stupid JW redwood, getting all the wood we wanted.
Yeah.
We rejected 2/3.
Yeah, 20 years ago, a friend of mine built a deck in Mesa.
It was almost comical.
Yeah,
It was
he's
that
very
bad.
picky, and he knows the family. I guess they're a Julian family or something.
Uh-huh.
He knew the family. He said trucks would come and trucks would go, and trucks would come, and
Well, we learned very early on, number one, to not believe in anything they told us, and number two, to just go pick the shit up yourself.
yeah.
Because if they have to make multiple trips out to your place, then you gotta wait an additional week.
Right. Yeah, he was a real high power.
It was nuts. Well, I don't think the quality of the wood is all that good anymore.
It's all.
Do you need a smaller screwdriver there?
Yeah,
So I can
I
use
got one.
You got one?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, it's all new growth redwood. It's not that stuff like my mom or his.
I think it'd be easier to poke it through from this side and then go the other direction, just my opinion.
It's just in a hardwood position. I don't want to scratch the paint.
Starting to sound like me.
See, I'm trying to
Hang around me long enough. I'll clone you.
push the cable down. See?
Pushing it. Almost through. Almost. Almost. Okay, stop. Okay, we got a small screwdriver?
Yeah.
Let me have it. That's small.
All right, it's in.
Okay, that one's in place.
All right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got a pocket screwdriver. There you go.
It's amazing the way that rubber is just
Already
deteriorating.
tearing up, huh? Sucks.
Are those old ones or
Modern,
modern?
brand new. It's this shit that comes from China. Just they don't use the right rubber.
Probably did on the sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll give the Indians I've been dealing with. You know, I really haven't had much for bad parts.
Almost. Okay, stop a minute. There you go. Probably would be easier if we look these up.
Right there, doesn't it?
Okay, stop.
All right.
It's kind of rock the body nose high if you don't realize that or not, or it's important. Oh, there it goes again.
Stop pushing on it, Joe.
All right.
That's kind of. It's in.
It's in?
It's in. It's not pretty, but it's in.
Take care. I don't know if you know, but this thing's like real nose high now. Okay, I don't know if that matters.
Probably slid on the.
Yeah, it did, because we're really having to pull to keep it off the radiator. I think the car rolled also, the frame.
Okay, so it needs to come back.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, keep going. Okay, now, well, it's way past now, but, yeah, you guys are like 3 inches past.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe.
Uh-huh.
Okay, see where this hole is?
Yeah.
That has to line up
Yeah,
with this hole over here.
I know.
Okay, so the chassis needs to come
What's the
back.
radiator?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm gonna gradually lower it,
Okay.
and you'll have to pull those cables through, because right now, that's what's binding on the, keeping the chassis from rolling back. Okay, I'm coming down.